All right, let's get started. Yeah, so no joke, at least from me today, and there is a reason. I'm going to start out with something I didn't actually want to talk about. So let me bring this up. All right, so we want to talk about the grades today. And I'm sorry, this is generated on a mixture of Macs and PC, so our banner isn't coming up so good, but that should be okay. Exam 1 was a surprise in a couple of different ways. So first I'm going to tell you that we're going to release grades for Exam 1 on Friday. That's tomorrow. There are two issues with the exam. The first was kind of a communications issue. There was a lot of confusion around the allotted time. We had a lot of people who were aware that it was a 90-minute timed exam. We had other people who were thinking it was a 3 to 5 hour exam, and it's too many people for us to effectively police. In other words, there's no way for us to go in, and it's compounded by the fact that sometimes, depending on who you talk to among the instructors, you got a little bit of a confusing answer. So there's the issue that some of you took 90 minutes and some of you took substantially more than that, and that's not fair. So we have to deal with that. The second thing, and that's far more serious, we are aware of a lot of cheating, working in groups, and sharing answers during the tests. This is an honor code violation. We have proof of it. That's bad. That's why I'm not feeling much like joking today. We spent a lot of time with this. A lot of time looking at code, a lot of time looking at your exams. Let's start with the time issue. We can't go back and rerun the exam. That's not feasible. You guys already have the material. It's not worth going back and spending an additional, essentially, week of our time and another and blowing another day of lecture on doing exam 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the exam 1 grade optional. We're going to calculate your scores for exam 1, both with and without the exam 1 grade. We're going to calculate your scores at the end of the semester, both with and without the exam 1 grade. The 3 exams you have during the semester make up 30% of your grade. If your grade is higher by ignoring this, we will ignore it. If your grade is if your grade is higher with us ignoring this, we will ignore it. If your grade is lower with us, anyway, we'll give you the better part of the picture. If your grade is higher with the test, you get the grade that's higher. If it's higher without the test, you get that grade. We will run that at the end of the semester and give you whichever grade gives you the better performance in the semester. Does that make any sense? If we don't count your test, we will amortize the points over the remaining test points. There's essentially another 20 test points out there. This won't happen again. We know how to resolve it going forward. We haven't exactly decided which of many options we're going to use, but it will not happen again. We will not have this miscommunication, and we do apologize for you. Apologize to you for it. And I don't even have my headset on yet, so I'm not hearing what you guys are hearing. All right, so that's the first part. Again, we won't count it against you. If you did well, you will do well. If you didn't do well, you won't do well. I'm not going to, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry. If the exam helps you, it will continue to help you. If the exam does not help you, we will discard it. The other part is, what do we do about the major violations of honor code? Cheating on a test is a bad thing. If you read in the syllabus, we can give you an F in the course for doing it. We caught a large number of students cheating. I am not happy. We probably didn't catch everyone, because I know when we looked at the matching scores, when we looked at the comparison of your different exams, and we do this very thoroughly over, well, it's taken us a week, there were people that were close. So we expect that some of you who didn't show up probably should have. We're going to continue this. When we ask you to do an assignment, when we tell you it's on your honor, when we tell you that you have to submit your homework on your own, we will be checking. We will be checking on homework 3. Do not share your code. Do not share your exam answers. For those of you we caught, we will be sending out emails on Friday. They will have instructions on what you need to do next. Okay, I think that's pretty much what I want to talk about with regard to the tests. We will give you more information about scores, about curves, about the rest of that tomorrow when we actually release the tests. We do have people who still need to take the test, people who had excused absences. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Like I said, we'll talk about more of it later. All right, so let's move off of this topic and on to something else. Housekeeping for today. That was most of the housekeeping. But we do have a few more things. First off, we are going to, homework 3 is still due tonight. Make sure you submit it. Make sure you submit your own code. If you have any questions about that, we have office hours until, I believe, 11 tonight. I know that we've had some problems with office hours. They are beyond our control. They essentially are because, well, a big storm came through the Northeast yesterday. It knocked out power. It knocked out internet. Some power and internet is still down. We have done what we can to continue to staff office hours and labs. You may have noticed some missing mentors. Hopefully you didn't notice any missing TAs because I'm not aware of any. But we will continue to staff them. We'll staff them till 11:59. If you do have issues with your power or your internet, please let us know. That's a valid reason for an accommodation. But absent that, they are due on Thursday. This weekend, I believe, is the Columbus Day weekend. I don't believe we have any class on Monday. Maybe I should check that. I'll check that sometime during the lecture, maybe when we're working. Yeah, what the heck. Oops. Yes, we have October 12th is Columbus Day. There's no classes. This particular no class day is a no class day for, it's this Monday is a Monday. So there's no class on Monday. You will have labs. Be sure to attend the labs and be sure to follow all instructions. We're having people miss what they're supposed to be submitting as proof that they accomplished their lab. Please don't do that. Please talk with your TA, talk with your mentor. Before you submit, before you leave the class, make sure you know what you're supposed to submit and make sure what you're doing is actually the right work. They're there for a reason. Don't treat this as just another homework. And yes, the rules are much looser for working on labs and lecture exercises than they are on homeworks. In all cases, you should be submitting your own work, but the amount of sharing you're allowed to do increases. You're allowed to share or decreases. You're allowed to share quite a bit in lecture exercises if you're helping one another out. Still type it in yourself. Still submit your own work. In labs, please discuss your work. Please talk about what this assignment's supposed to be about. Please help one another find solutions. But again, submit your own work. Do not copy somebody else's work. Homeworks, you can discuss the general form. Don't be looking at other people's code. Don't be submitting other people's code. At that point, we are going to be checking for similarities. And if you copied somebody else's code, whether you modified it or not, we will probably find it. And if we find it, we will impose penalties. All right. And it goes even further on the tests. We don't want to hear you discussing things. We don't want to see discussions. We don't want to see anything that could be called sharing, right? We need to keep this. Okay, so we are on to, I guess, our lecture portion of the day.